Hello everyone and welcome back. So episode 29. We've come a long ways and we got so much left to do. Hopefully. Hoping the server holds out for a while. Okay, so I've been playing on here quite a lot today. And got quite a few things to show off. So where to begin? There is actually something I'd like to check out. It was something I saw on the server console. It said, let's see, where was it? A component of type EEPROM disappeared and a component of type Redstone disappeared. Which, that sounds like it would be in this microcontroller, and I wish I hadn't banned it. I don't know. And there's actually a Redstone comparator here. It just is invisible for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what the story behind this is. I don't know. All of that stuff is in there. Huh. Okay. Well, either way, it doesn't work very well because of the fact the microcontroller always turns itself off. Alright, so starting from the top, I've made a few changes to this ME system. It needs to be reworked entirely. There's not enough channels here for everything else. So I do have a 16K fluid storage here, which currently doesn't have anything in it. I do have a fluid terminal, and my crafting terminal, like the fluid terminal, is on the top of the cable, so it's flat, which is kind of interesting, and got a pattern terminal. And this fluid assembler from Extra Cells. Apparently this is how you craft things that require liquids here. Yeah, it does show everything. So you can see in the recipe it says 1 resonant ender bucket for the Enderium blend. And if there is Enderium in the ME system, liquid Enderium, it will be able to craft that. I don't know if it needs to have a bucket in the system or not, but I did make a bunch of buckets and threw them in there. And this computer can be off. Down here, all these machines, this is just a temporary location. Just had to throw them down somewhere. Previously, the solar panel was around here with the line coming down the wall. I moved it closer to over here, and the line comes down around here. And that feeds its power into the bottom of this new resonant energy cell, which provides most of my power at this point, and this cell will provide power to this one, and both are capable of outputting. And the turbine generator is the same one that was in my house, aside from the fact I've added this fuel air mixer. And what this does is it increases the fuel efficiency to 135%, which from what I understand, I haven't tested this to verify it, will mean that you will get 35% more energy out of your fuel. But again, I'll need to test that to actually make sure that that's what's happening. I don't know why this thing is draining power. Oops, did not mean to turn the microcontroller off. Yeah, it's a little bit odd. Let's see. Oh, we're getting our Syngas supply back up. That's good. Okay, so I've actually done a little bit of automation down here, and I'm glad my flight gem was activated. I almost jumped off of it deactivated earlier. That probably would have killed me. Alright, so it's a bit messy here. Maybe there's a way to do this a bit better. I'm not an expert on Buildcraft, but this is... part of the system was here before. We've got logs being pumped into the sawmill to produce planks here. And over here goes into this crafty crate to make compressed sawdust. And new in this system is the compressed sawdust is being extracted into this production table for smelting. Unfortunately, that little gate set up over there doesn't seem to work with the production table, I guess because it has lots of inventory slots here in the upgrades. So I just have it going in a loop, which is probably not the best thing to do, but it'll be okay for now. I'm sure I'll clean up the setup eventually, and it's processing the sawdust faster than it's producing it, so that's good. Alright, and down below, we've got the same ender chest I've been supplying potatoes to, but now I'm also supplying a stack of charcoal and a stack of planks. And currently the charcoal's not getting used because I didn't think this problem through as well as I could have. The Syngas producer is receiving charcoal and planks, but because it's trying to keep this topped off as much as possible, it's only consuming the planks because the charcoal has 4 times the carbon value. So it's going to be a while before it actually uses any of the charcoal. But this is producing syngas and sending it to this ender tank. And we've got the same ender tank on top of the bedrockium drum set to output mode. So that should keep us stocked on syngas for a while. You know, I could probably make the other fuel efficiency upgrade. Now that I made a big batch of Enderium. I cannot talk at all right now. It's 2 a.m. I should be in bed, but I'm like wide awake. It's just not fair. Need a couple of these and a bunch of Enderium. Alright, so 16 Enderium to make this upgrade, but it'll be worth it. So normally the syngas, it produces, I think it's 1,000 RF per millibucket. Yes. So with an 85% efficiency boost, I would think it would produce 1,850. But I'll go into a creative world later and verify that, and probably put some text on the screen or something right about now. Wow, that thing takes forever to cook. I don't really like using the kinesis pipes to transfer power. They're a little bit, they do some funny stuff sometimes. Like if one machine is absorbing all the power that is being transferred, then the next machine down the line won't get any at all. Which may be how other energy transfer methods handle it. I don't actually know. So these advanced pressure valves used anywhere else? No. Okay. But where should I put it? Oh. I forgot these things have like no hardness anymore. That's kind of annoying. Maybe they were always that way. This drill is good, but it's not that good. Okay, gas mix compressor. I'll just put that right here. So we should have fuel efficiency 185% now. It doesn't stack, but the gas mix compressor requires the fuel air mixer. Alright, so there's one more thing of note here that I've started messing around with. I don't want to do too much with it here right now, but I have made the AR glasses and the glasses terminal. Just going to put that down here and just show that off. I meant to open up the text file I'd written down some of the functions in. Whoops. Okay, well, I'm sure I can manage them. Okay, so the way it works is I didn't have too much trouble figuring it out. So I guess I should go ahead and put on said glasses. Oh, I need to link them like that. Is that the new location? Can you not unlink these? Oh, you just regular right click. Okay. I was scared there for a second. These things are so expensive, it's not even funny. Okay. So let's do component dot... can't remember what it is. Add cube 3D is one that's kind of interesting. Okay, and that actually returns a variable, so we need to assign it to something. Wait, I'm an idiot. Component.glasses.add cube 3D. Okay, and now this has... gotta have the equal sign. This has some methods. This isn't all of them. I've shown how to get all the methods before. So what's kind of interesting about this is it's actually centered around the glasses terminal block. So we can't really see it right now because it's occupying the same space. But if we do cube.get3dPos, like that, you'll see it's all 0. So why don't we say cube.setScale, and let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So now you can see there's actually a cube centered around here. And we can set that cube to a different color. I think for the cubes it uses standard 0 to 255, so let's make it blue. There we go, we made it blue instead. And we can set how transparent it is, like I could make it completely opaque, like that. I think the default's 0.5, that's 0.25. And of course we can change its position. What did I do wrong? Set 3D pause, right. Okay, so now it's over here. So there's quite a few things we can draw with this, it seems. We can do text that's just on the screen. We can do text that's positioned in the world. We can draw triangles, quads, and the possibilities with this are pretty insane. So let's go ahead and make a new text object. Let's see. Can't remember how you do it. Add text label, I think, is the one. Okay, and we will set the text to something like, "Hello, Internet." It has to have an exclamation mark. And there we go, in the upper left corner of the screen. So, a little bit unfortunate that's right in the very corner of the screen, so let's move it a little bit. How do you move it? Set position. Okay. Alright, and I'm not a fan of the black, so let's set color. And this is one thing that is a bit confusing to me. The text color is handled differently from the color for the cube. It has to be each parameter between 0 and 1. So if we want white, it's actually 111, not 255, 255, 255. And of course we could make something like purple, maybe. I don't know, like that. That's more blue. Like that. Okay, it's not the best looking text I've ever seen, but we can also make it bigger or smaller. What's the default scale? So default scale is 2. We could change that to something like 1.5. That's kind of reasonable. About 1.2. It's a pretty good size. 1's not bad either. And I think as long as this computer has power, it will keep displaying that stuff. And it seems like these objects in the world, I think they're called widgets, will persist after the computer's turned off and turned back on. Let's actually try that out, because I was running out of power at one point, and it was like the stuff was still staying. Yeah. Still staying here. Of course, those variables I created, I assume will be gone. I don't know why the variables would persist. That wouldn't make any sense at all. Yeah. Alright, so haven't really done too much building. I did try to do a little something on these houses here. Got these Youkali planks, which are a very nice shade of green. I threw down some peridot speckled bricks just to see how that would look. I think that's alright, it's not bad. But still gotta figure out what to do for the roof, at least. Let's see. Why's that cube not rendering anymore? Oh. Right, they're not visible through blocks by default. Okay, so we can remove all the widgets. And why don't we make a new cube? Actually, why don't we try making a triangle? Just to see how that works. Add triangle. Okay. What can I do with you, triangle? So we have to set vertices. Okay, so it does take 3 parameters. Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to use the triangle, apparently. So I guess I'll have to look that up. I did actually find a wiki for this mod, so I'll need to read that. Okay, so we can set visible through objects, and that'll make it so that we can see our cube even through blocks. So I can see it through the floor. I can even see that from a pretty good distance away. I think about 100 blocks by default. Yeah, so the drawing text labels onto the screen, that's something I definitely want to have access to. It's something I've used in the past. I don't think I've ever done a video where I've done that before, but there was one world I had before I started making videos where it was back when I was still using IC2, and I had an IC2 nuclear reactor and whatever IC2's energy storage was, and I had a computer hooked up to that, and I had I think it was MISC peripherals terminal glasses, and with those I was able to see at all times how much energy I had stored up, how much space I had in my ME system, stuff like that. So that could be kind of cool to have here too. But it's just something worth considering, I suppose. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the widgets. There we go, tab completion, so nice. And turn off that computer. This supposedly uses 1 RF per tick for every widget that you have active. So it's best to remove anything that's not needed. And from what I've seen, this thing continues to draw power even if the computer is turned off. So it's definitely a good idea to remove them. At least, it seemed like it was still drawing power. Though that... I don't know. It'll probably just require more testing. Hard to say. Alright, well, next episode, we'll be taking a tour of everything in the world, starting at spawn and working our way to our stuff. Most of my tour will be done by myself, but I'll tour chaotic stuff with him. And he's going to do something very similar. He's going to tour the entire world, but of course, as is typical fashion for him, it will be entirely co-op. He has to have someone to hold his hand and tell him how to talk and stuff like that, you know. I'm just kidding. Kind of. Alright, and I've also got a little something special planned for that episode. So, I'm not going to say what it is. I think it's pretty good. It's worth watching. So, look forward to that. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of random just looking at all the stuff I've done recently. But that's the best I've got right now. And I will see you in the next video.